sweet. Guess what, everybody? I have gone live. I am now live on TikTok and Instagram simultaneously. Don't have any viewers yet, but it's working. Actually, I'm going live from OBS to Restream. From Restream, I have an RTMP that goes out to Lula, which is another version of Restream. And from Lula, I go live to Instagram and TikTok. So that's how that goes. Got one person on Instagram right now. It's pretty cool. Hey, Brad. See Brad here on Instagram. Lily. Carrie Ann is watching. So let's talk about what's going on. You guys didn't get to see. Some of you are seeing this for the second time. Others, not so much. So we'll give you a kind of a brief overview of what you missed if you were watching or not watching, actually. We've got a weakening storm here that's still producing a severe thunderstorm warning for the south side area. Let's see, this remains in effect until 7:15, so about another 12 minutes or so for Pittsylvania, Halifax, and the city of Danville. To be honest with you, this has really petered out in the past few minutes here. You see, if I step back in time, we did have some very strong activity and some indications that this storm is going to be pretty strong there for a few minutes, kind of pulsed up, and now it's been shaved back even more. So Danville, you are now in the clear, but this storm was earlier producing some strong winds. We've got a little bit of weak rotation there as well. A couple of notches there showing up, but that's very broad. The cloud bases are high off the ground today, and that precludes kind of keeps us from getting anything tornadic, at least near the surface. So we can see some mid-level rotation at times, but we're not getting that to the ground in today's environment. But what we are seeing is the potential for maybe a quick downburst of wind over 50 or 60 miles per hour. Not seeing that at the moment. In fact, the winds have even weakened some. But if I step this back, I'll show you what prompted the severe thunderstorm warning. And you can see those brighter oranges there showing up around Chatham where the triangle is there. That's when the storm was its strongest, and that's when the National Weather Service put out that severe thunderstorm warning until 7:15. So it still continues for Ingram and Spring Garden because this could flare back up again. But honestly, it doesn't look too awfully impressive at the moment. Just some moderate rainfall, and looks like we've got some lightning in there as well. I'll put my lightning back on here. I had it off earlier. We'll see if there's anything going on. I don't even see any lightning with this, so not too terribly strong. Also, the storms that are out here toward central Virginia, these have also kind of petered out. So very impressive to see that, because just a few scans ago we had some very strong activity, and you can see as I step it back in time again, just about 15 minutes ago, Appomattox to Pamplin had some very strong activity, and now that has even kind of flattened out here. So there must have been some kind of subsidence around maybe this activity in North Carolina, and I'll show you the broader picture in just a second. But something now through here has caused these storms to really, in a broad sense, kind of flatten themselves out. And when they do that, they can sometimes put down some stronger winds. But to give you a brief overview, there's a surface trough that's kind of helped focus this activity today. We saw things flaring up at around 3 o'clock, 3:30, and then things moved east. So everybody, I think, west of Rocky Mount, actually west of Danville, is okay for the moment. This is pretty much an area that's been used up in terms of any instability. But we do have some more activity off to the west that I'm going to be watching throughout the night tonight. You can see the bigger picture, and there's our one lone warning in the immediate area. But we've got a severe thunderstorm watch in yellow for our friends in D.C. And I know some of the TikTok folks are from out of the area, as are some of the Periscope Twitter folks out of the area as well watching this. But you can see up around New York and the Mid-Atlantic here through Baltimore, a little more shear, a little more directional shear too. And some flash flooding concerns there as well through Hagerstown and D.C. But a nice clear spot, and yeah, if you want to call it a splotch, it kind of is on the satellite imagery. There's some kind of sinking air here. And if we put this into motion, you can see maybe why. Sometimes in the atmosphere, or most actually all the time, but it's just a matter of where it is. If you have a large area of rising air, the bubble theory states that there has to be some kind of sinking air to compensate for that. And usually around a big area of rain or storms, on the outside of it, we see it in hurricanes actually, there'll be some sinking air that helps kind of clear things out. It appears that we are losing sunlight, getting later in the afternoon and evening now. We've also had all this rising motion across eastern North Carolina through Virginia Beach, where they've had up to 4 to 5 inches of rain near the Raleigh-Durham area, believe it or not. Person County under a flash flood warning earlier. But now we are seeing more of let me pop those on here for you. Now we're seeing more of just a light to moderate rainfall situation there. As you can see, even the flash flood warnings are kind of dropping off here. So good news, the severe weather threat in all factors here, from flash flooding to damaging wind and even tornadic activity that we saw up around Baltimore earlier, that has now lifted. But we still have this upper level low, and that's been the main catalyst for the past several days for much of the mid-Atlantic, kind of bringing us a lot of mayhem, but not so much for our local area. Around the Roanoke Valley, we've been relatively calm, but with the exception of SOUTHSIDE today. But this thing is spinning right now from the lower Ohio Valley around Cincinnati, and you can see all the severe weather. This is going to load up here, so it'll take it a couple of frames to load. But you can kind of see everything kind of coming together. And remember, upper level lows and any kind of low pressure in the northern hemisphere is going to rotate counterclockwise, and that brings up moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico aloft. And we also have surface moisture from the Gulf moving in, and actually the surface moisture is more out of the southeast, which is giving us our wind shear in the coastal areas, but it's also giving us our Atlantic moisture to look at here. It's just a shame that we're in this kind of drought situation locally into around the Roanoke Valley and the NRV and parts of Southside, and the only thing we're getting are these showers and storms. Only had about 0.07 inches of rain here in Franklin County around the Redwood area, which is where the rain gauge is, the TV station here, from that activity today. And if you were to look at this on a computer model, you'd say 2 days ago, yeah, upper level low. East of that, big trail of moisture here coming up from the south. We should have some pretty good rain. But drought has a way of doing that to you. So they're continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for Pittsylvania County until 7:15. That's for another 6 minutes or so. But I'm really not too concerned about that. What's going to happen through the rest of tonight, we're probably going to see some weakening of this activity that's coming out of Kentucky and Tennessee. There's, another short wave or two within this. Once that moves through, it will start to regenerate probably, and we're already seeing that around the Charlotte area, some of these additional showers and storms. I think they will be sub-severe, so they won't be quite as bad as what we saw in Southside just a few minutes ago, but maybe some rainfall out there on some of your gardens for the rest of tonight, and then maybe a pop-up shower into Friday as well. Here is our local radar from the National Weather Service in Blacksburg, and you can see the SPC here still watching the Kinston, Greenville, Jacksonville area for heavy rain there. I've got live lightning on the screen as well, and you can see there's really not much going on there. So I want to show you another cool thing. This is our, what I call the sandwich lightning, where it does sandwich satellite, and it's getting kind of late in the evening, but this is going to show you, now we're looking at just the satellite, and watch this load. It's going to kind of look 3D as I show you the lightning there as well. And we'll load this up for over the past 6 hours, and you kind of get a better idea of where all the action was today and why it really kind of avoided our area, with the exception of that one line that moved through. So as this loads, look at eastern North Carolina, and those green boxes are the flash flood warnings that were in effect for Fayetteville after Raleigh, and you can see now the eastern Carolina there, the coastal plain, the National Weather Prediction Center very concerned with some more heavy rainfall occurring there. You can see the stronger storms that developed really quickly in the Shenandoah Valley moved eastward to Baltimore. You saw the lightning kind of flaring up there. Now it's dying out as the sun gets lower in the sky. And two things are happening. The product that you're looking at on the screen relies on sunshine to even work. So as the sun's getting lower in the sky, these satellite images are getting harder to see because it uses a visible component of that. But the other is in the real world, with the sun getting lower, we lose our energy. So the storms are also dying out. So it's a combined effect that at the end of the loop, it's harder to see activity there. But you can certainly see that, just a few hours ago, things were rocking and rolling pretty good, and still seeing evidence of some of those storm tops there north and east of Lynchburg and down through Statesville. But again, nothing severe at the moment. We've just got some lightning out there. This is the regional radar picture. That's the local. Let me pop the regional up for you. And again, we've got more scattered activity. This front's going to be moving in at the surface up underneath that upper level low, and so that'll swing through probably sometime tomorrow for Friday with a couple of pop-up showers, but otherwise partly sunny. And the good news is there is dry weather on the way for the weekend. So yeah, I'll put on the water vapor here, and lots of dry air covers most of the upper Midwest all the way down to Oklahoma and going into the Great Lakes area, with the exception of that one disturbance there north of Chicago. But big area of high pressure at the surface, and that will push this moisture south and keep it there probably Friday, Saturday. Then we're going to have a ridge develop overhead, and that's going to get us hot and humid as we go into next week. So next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, probably going to be a partly cloudy, hazy, hot, and humid forecast with a 20% chance of an afternoon and evening storm all of next week. And your highs are probably going to be between 89 and 92 every day, with lows in the mid to upper 60s. So that's a look at next week, and you can see the bigger picture there. I want to thank our sponsor, Whistler Plumbing and Air. They do all kinds of stuff, water treatment, service installs, and can handle your heat and AC. Especially your AC this time of the year. You want to make sure that thing's working, especially for next week's forecast of the hot summer-like weather. All right, this was more of a test to see if I could get on all the platforms at the same time. So I took a couple of the Facebook pages off, but main issue is trying to get this out on Lula. And I can see that we've got folks on there. Thank you, Christina, for watching there. All right, that's all for now. We will talk to you later. Stay weather aware and enjoy the weekend.